What's going on, guys? Mark, Solar Games. Yep, I got my Amazon dump today. It's cool, you know. By the way, I don't understand. So, by the way, these are pretty cool. I like these, especially when they're $22, whatever. It's fine. 5% cash back, all the good stuff. I don't understand this, by the way. This whole thing. I don't know why Amazon can't figure out that this makes the packaging look shadier than if they just shipped it like this. In fact, they shipped me 2 of these like this, but then the third one had to be wrapped in this weird whatever. Don't understand it, don't care. But we're not here to talk about the 30th anniversary dump. We're talking about 30th anniversary sale. So as of the filming of this video, we are on the eve of the 30th anniversary. So what does that mean? Let's get this out of the way. Need more space to talk to y'all, right? We got businessman koala bear behind me here, so we can really tell you what's going on. Yeah, so the first thing I can say is, this video is gonna be about desperation. So Wizards is more desperate than I thought. I mean, I actually missed this whole like influencer being scammed into, I mean, it is a scam, being scammed into doing advertisement for Wizards thing. So look, first of all, what's wrong with the Magic community that Wizard has so little faith that any of them will basically do them justice and give them a fair shake on their product? Who's the #1 Magic influencer? Professor? Why not send him a box or 2 or 3? Have him open on the stream and show Wizards how shitty this product is. Because you know it's shitty, because you know it's crappy, so you don't want to even try, have a chance at it. It's probably true, right? Who's next? Rudy? Obviously, you can't send boxes of Rudy. I mean, he's definitely going to shit the bed on your products. So yeah, that makes sense. So we'll go down the list. What do we got? Well, I mean, let's trick people who don't understand anything about Magic into this. So let's get some YouTubers who are PokeTubers or Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe some Warhammer creators. Maybe also get some video game creators. Just throw them all in the ring. Maybe one of the guys who's doing some, reviews on Ring of Power. Let's get him to do reviews for us too, right? It's so desperate. I mean, if you look at what's happening, they're putting all this effort into making sure this product's successful. And if you recall from a couple videos back when I talked about Desperation, man, I've been through high school. I understand what that means. Yeah, you don't want to be desperate. If you're too desperate, likely there's some bigger issues that we're not talking about yet. So, yeah, this is if nothing else is a sign that you should back away from the sale. This should be a sign. Look, if somebody's trying too hard to sell you something, think about it. Put it through your head and understand why did they have to sell it so hard. Look, products that are good, they sell themselves. They don't need to have crazy advertising. They don't need to have crazy marketing. They definitely don't have to have influencers scamming you through a sponsored stream, right? So the fact that it's happening, the fact that they're tricking people who don't understand anything about Magic to sell you Magic cards, tells me that probably there's some problems. Plus also like kind of brain dead marketing from Wizards. I mean, you understand the Yu-Gi-Oh guy is not going to have a ton of Magic like fans that, okay, first of all, like, look, if you're advertising on YouTube, it's already a loss because like most of the YouTubers, they understand this side of the culture, people like myself, who's creating content that's basically like, hey, you fucked up Hasbro, you fucked up Wizards. So you're not really getting people who are going to probably buy your product anyways. If you're advertising on YouTube, you really should go somewhere else. Second of all, like, I don't know what kind of audience you're trying to target, but the further you get away from this whole thing, the less interested they're going to be. They're going to be like, what is this? Why am I looking at this? What it's $1,000. Yeah. F that. I'm done. I'm not going to spend that kind of money. Right. So it's kind of like even in advertising, Wizards fails. It's crazy. So first of all, Ruxin did nothing wrong, of course. He doesn't know. He didn't know enough when he got offered the sponsorship. However, and this is kind of like key for pretty much everybody out there. Dude, first of all, like understand what happened here and never make this mistake again. You're big enough now that you have sponsorships coming to you. That's great. But the trust that you have now with your viewers, with the people who are involved, you don't want to lose that trust with people. Especially he kind of had like 2 duds in a row. I mean, the whole like real estate crap with Ireland and planting a tree bullshit. Like, yeah, but okay, sure, that got a lot of other YouTubers as well. So, I mean, at this point, if you haven't figured that out, that's a scam as well. So, look, it's kind of ironic he got scammed twice in a row doing sponsorships. Look, you just got to fact check yourself. Don't get too excited. Don't be too desperate. It's on point for this video. Don't be too desperate to go and accept sponsorships. Figure out that you building your own audience is actually worth something. So, okay, moving a little bit back to the topic at hand here, about the whole 30th. I think actually Wizards all the way up to tonight and going to tomorrow's sale has engineered this pretty well. I mean, aside from the weird like advertising stuff, not dumping a bunch of product on Black Friday was an excellent idea. Basically, you don't want to trash the MTG brand before you go into selling like overpriced proxy product, right? So, there's that. Smashing your competition ahead of time, getting rid of a bunch of proxy websites, cease and desist, whatever. Probably a smart idea because again, like you don't want there to be other people who are kind of doing the same thing you're doing, but kind of for free or very little amount of money. But the fear element of that it won't go well is so palpable. And it's ridiculous because obviously they're watching this stuff. They know there's a lot of negativity in the market against their product. So there's no doubt in that right now, right? The fear is there. I mean, even I got one of these emails. I was looking through the advertisement, they're talking about, oh yeah, 30th anniversary, limited quantity, you got to buy it now, and with a little timer on my email. Like I don't need a timer. Okay. Like if I really want the product, I'll put a calendar. Oh, by the way, there's an add to calendar button too. So you can like add it to your calendar and track it. Pulling out all the techniques to make sure that you understand, hey, this is, you can't miss this deal. Another thing they did that was really smart is, they called the countdown kit, that secret layer, this, like a very similar name to this one. And the whole idea here, I think, is basically saying, hey, look, you missed that countdown kit, right? Look, sold out instantly. If you're not fast enough, 9 a.m., then you're going to sell out. This product is going to sell out, and you're not going to be able to get a copy either. So there's that. What's going to happen tomorrow? Look, honestly, I don't know. Nobody knows. Truly, like I think there's a lot of people out there who's kind of advocating that hold the line, don't buy this product. There's a lot of people who out there who also those same people actually also believe probably the product's going to sell out because it's probably just fine. I look at it the same way, which is I am fairly sure also it's going to sell out, though the pitchfork stacking together anger of this people who are like, I don't know, watching like my videos and other people's videos, it's kind of interesting, right? Didn't think there was that many people who were angry about it. I'm kind of curious if you're going to go buy a copy. Curious. Probably shouldn't do it, but at the same time, I have some arguments as to why maybe it doesn't really matter long-term, short-term anyways. But before anyone even makes a purchasing idea, I do want to give you some facts that at least these are things that I think anyone should think through. Make sure that, again, just when you make decisions like this, do not let all this like emotional crap that they put into advertising affect you. So things like influencers that you like saying, hey, you should go buy this product, or watching people open like super hype cards, a little clock that says, hey, you're running out of time, you gotta, quick, buy this thing. So these are all little tactics they do. So be sure that these are not affecting your actual decision. The things you should think about is 2 things, I think. Number 1 is the true cost. So how much really should this thing be? I know this MSRP advertised they're gonna sell tomorrow for $1,000 plus your tax, whatever, right? So it's gonna be like, I don't know. I live in California, so it's gonna be like $1,010. Is that really the true cost though? Because if you think about it, at Magic 30, they gave 4 packs to people who paid like, I think the Black Lotus bundle was $750 for those tickets. So you're telling me the guys who pay $750, who got a bunch of items already, that's basically worth those $750, got another $1,000 on top. So you're really telling me that you think Wizards thinks that this is worth $1,000? I was actually kind of surprised they got a whole box. I would have expected them to get one pack, the fact that they give them out at all, really. So it's almost in some ways kind of like Wizards shooting themselves in the foot and saying this thing isn't worth as much because, well, we're kind of giving it out like candy. So I don't know what the true cost is, because the second part of this, what is the true cost determined by? Well, market, obviously, but the other part of it too that's really controlled by Wizards is quantity. Now, if you tell me there's only one of these boxes in the world, I know there's not, but for $1,000, probably worth it, right? We already know that's not true because they give out a bunch, but I'm just saying there's a number where maybe for $1,000, it's actually okay, right? Again, it's like, it's up to them how they engineer this thing. That's how all these things kind of work themselves out. We don't know what the true quantity is. And all we can know, because Wizard doesn't release any numbers, is that we can watch the secondary market and just see what goes on sale on eBay afterwards and see how many people buy it. Now, no matter how many people buy from their website, guaranteed that website is going to mark it sold out or not available, whatever. It really depends, right? Like, so one of the things that we're going to look for tomorrow is sell-through rate. Like, you kind of just watch it. If by 9:30 it's gone, 9 o'clock they start the sale, 9:30 it's gone, it actually probably sold out. That means a lot of people are buying it. Now, what I heard is there's going to be a limit of 5 quantity per order. So they've already learned from the secret layers and not like shipped 30 to each buyer. That's probably a good idea. But at the same time, I'm actually kind of curious if it's going to be sold out within half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, what. But I'm pretty sure that if it's going to be more than 12 hours, they're probably going to cut off the sale. I'm thinking it's probably going to be cut off by 6 p.m. Pacific if it's not sold out by then. And it's going to be marked sold out anyways. So the thing is, we don't know about the true print run. And this is very, very key, because we probably will never know because they don't release numbers. And I know they say limited quantity, but so is collector's boosters. So is, technically, if they print 1 million copies, 1 million boxes, that is a limited quantity as well, because there's a limit and I have not printed more than 1 million, right? But that doesn't mean that this thing is like effectively very, very rare or hard to acquire, etc. So we don't know. The problem is nobody knows how many there are out there. And so you have to be really careful about determining what price you should pay for this thing, right? Obviously. Now, I was chatting with somebody, one of my buddies, and we're kind of talking through what would be a worth it price for the secondary part cards. So, like one of the Moxes, for example, let's say, like at what price would you be comfortable buying one of those? So looked up a little bit on international or collector's edition Moxes. They were around, I think, like 400-ish, right? Sold listings. So does that mean that for this box, for this item under 300 is a good price? So, and here's the problem, right? If the single starts moving, then they're going to try to push the packs, right? So this is kind of like the market all kind of works together. So if the singles are moving and they're moving at a higher price, then technically the boxes are worth what they're worth, right? Again, it's determined by the drop rate of those cards, etc. But I'm truly wondering, like, what price would be worth it? Like the Lotus as another example. Let's just take the new frame, not the retro frame. How much would that Lotus be worth? I don't know. Like a lot of people will argue probably zero because it's proxy. I think that's probably not true. So being realistic, again, like I know there's a lot of anger, but don't let your emotions make decisions. Let your logic make decisions. That Lotus is not going to be zero. You know this, I know this. Otherwise, those stores at Magic 30 won't be buy listing them for whatever price they paid for those cards, right? Now, is it worth like a lot of money? Probably not. So this is the thing, like there's a number and I don't know what that number is, but I suspect it's going to be more than zero. We'll see. We'll let the market decide. And again, that's the thing. If the Lotus starts tanking because there's a lot of them out there, well, obviously the card is not worth that much. But given what Wizards likely doing, and they're probably going to be giving out more of these packs in the future. Think Mystery Booster Convention Edition. Remember how that set or that box, whatever, all the cards that were in it didn't crash until much, much later when we realized that, oh, there's going to be Mystery Booster Convention Edition every single time. Oh, there's more of these boxes coming to market. Oh, there's Like if there's a bunch of inventory in the back and it becomes very apparent that's true, then of course these things are going to hold. But that information won't land for potentially months. And so we're going to have to make a decision now for what's in the future. Now, I'll come to my last point, which is I don't think any of this stuff matters. I don't think the fact that we buy or we don't buy really truly matters. I know a lot of people are saying, when we don't buy, when we speak with our wallet on this one, it's sending a clear message. I don't think that's sending any message to Wizards. I mean, it's sending a message that this is not the right product. But I mean, this reminds me of that like Cat Williams skit where he's like, trying shit, don't work, trying shit, don't work, trying shit, don't work, right? That's what Wizards doing. They're just trying shit until it works. Look, man, a lot of people think, if we buy this thing and this thing is successful, then Wizards is going to do more of this thing. Fully agree. 100% agree. Of course, that's what they're going to do because that's the whole point. It's a test product. If it works, they just do more of this thing, right? Push harder, reprint the entire reserve list, abolish the whole thing, whatever, right? This maybe not be next year. This might not be 10 years even, but it's sometime in the future, right? But if the product fails, then what? See, I think a lot of people haven't really put a lot of thought into that part of it yet. And the reality is, even if the product fails, Wizards just going to go and try something else. Because why stop? They won't stop making money. So they're going to keep making more products and trying stuff until it works, right? So just because this product line fails, they're going to try to do the same thing, maybe for less money. Is the price the problem? Is the fact that they're, basically a proxy back, that's the problem? What's the problem? And then work all sorts of angles to dodge every single possible thing to then, trying it until it works. Edge themselves in, if you will, right? And that's the thing. Like, this is why I don't really think it matters if this product sells out or doesn't sell out. In fact, I almost think if we go down this path where we sell out, we do really well, they push harder, we buy that next product gets well, and then one after that and keep going until basically you hit a point where like Magic packs are $10,000 and nobody wants to buy it anymore because it's gotten so expensive and that's it. Or the entire reserve list is reprinted, nobody cares anymore, everyone just quits the game, right? And here's the thing, like, unlike in the old school days, if you quit Magic, there's not really another card game, right? When Chronicles is around, like, what are you gonna do, play Pokemon? There's nothing else. You're gonna go back to playing Dungeons and Dragons, basically, right? The thing is, if they crash the market today, Wizards has much, much more to lose. Now, this is the whole Netflix effect, which is at some point, there's a limit to a person's time in this world, whatever, right? Your entertainment is distracted by so many different things. Like, if Magic doesn't work out, I can always play video games. If Magic doesn't work out, I can just Netflix and chill. If Magic doesn't pan out, I'm gonna put my money into Flesh and Blood. I can play whatever, MetaZoo, Pokemon, whatever other game that you can think of, right? Somebody was telling me Final Fantasy was kind of cool. I think the artwork's nice. I don't know if the gameplay is good. But here's the thing, like, and that it doesn't even end there. I mean, look on Kickstarter. There's like thousands of new TCGs starting every freaking week, I feel like. Play board games. The sphere, the landscape of what challenges your time, if Magic doesn't occupy that time, is endless. And that's the key. See, before, when you lose that customer, they might come back. They might just take a break and come back in a couple years. The problem is if you lose a customer and they put a bunch of money into Flesh and Blood and they're gone, they're not coming back to Magic. They might come back to Magic because they're kind of curious and just look at one set, whatever, once in a while. They're gone forever because there's so much more things, distractions out there that are vying their time. I mean, the fact that you're watching this video, you're not playing Magic. Think about it. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, YouTube didn't exist. You couldn't watch a video of me and some idiot like me with a koala bear in the back talking about Magic, right? That's taking time away from you playing Magic, buying cards, thinking about whatever. It doesn't directly take time away from you, but you understand my point. Like, your time is now so limited. And that's the one constant that we cannot change, right? So Netflix talked about this problem, which is at some point, their biggest competitor is time. Because a dude, has to work 8 hours. They probably have to sleep 8 hours. All you got is that extra 8 hours left, which probably going to take up 2 hours in commute or whatever. So how many hours can Netflix truly monopolize at the end? It's just a certain amount of time. What I'm proposing, though, is basically let Wizards take all of this, keep pushing the product, drive more customers to be angry because they're just doing worse and worse things. God, like, piss me off, piss everybody off, right? Everyone leaves. We all go find something else to do with our time, with our money, whatever. And that's when they will do real change. See, what you don't understand is if this product doesn't, it's just kind of like is a minor success or fails, let's say, I don't know how much they will learn. In fact, I think Wizards will probably learn the wrong lesson. They're going to try something else anyways that may be even more offensive, maybe even more, vicious. I don't think anything's going to actually change until there's a big drastic change in this whole like magic is king type of mentality. And I don't know how to change that directly with them because I don't think that Wizards recognize that problem. If you remember my mistakes video, that's the issue. Like they don't understand what's wrong. I mean, the fact that Aaron Forsyth has to like ask the question like, oh, why aren't people playing Standard? What's wrong with Magic? He doesn't understand what's going on. The guys building the game, they don't understand what's going on, why it's a problem. And then they can give you this stupid excuse that everything they do is 2 years in the future. So, oh, look, we're solving this problem you have right now. I hear you're angry, but the solution's coming in 2 years. No, you can fix it now. Just like how they slapped double masters in the middle of something, they can fix these problems now too. But they won't. So maybe just let it burn. All right. It's Mark, Solar Games. I'll see you later. Bye.